realistic. You've got a decent cast. Luke Bracey playing, Charles Ingalls, the earnest, honest, hardworking guy who's just trying to find a way to escape what happened to him in the past, and you're going to learn a little bit about that in the series. I'm at like 3 waffles right now. I think it's a nice, interesting take.
Look, here's my concern with this, is that at 43, Little House predates me. So how many people remember the original series and are into this? With all due respect, Dave.
Well, when you said they were bringing it back, I pictured them all in a nursing home. But now it sounds pretty depressing. I see maybe Laura Ingalls get eaten by a wolf or get a paper cut and she dies of an infection or something. Or what's going on?
Luckily, she escapes the wolf, because then you wouldn't have a series and you wouldn't have more books. So that kind of works out for her. But no, I mean, you raise a good point. Here's a show. I mean, I remember because I'm a little bit older. I grew up with Little House on the Prairie on television. But what people don't realize is what really spurred bringing back Little House on the Prairie was its streaming numbers. It has been a very high performer in streaming for a few years now. So they're really capitalizing on a new audience that has found the show and is appreciating it and likes it. So I think that there's a lot of hope that it'll do very well. I think the big question is going to be, how will it do in a season 2 if it does well in season 1? Because this has been a hot topic in Hollywood and entertainment over the past couple of weeks. The way that Netflix has a lot of very popular, successful shows that have a massive audience drop-off in season 2. So, they've had a bunch of shows, like Beef and The Four Seasons, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I loved season 1, lost 80% of its audience in season 2. So Netflix is trying to struggle with, what are we going to do to get people to come back?
Yeah, well, I've heard about this too. Maybe Netflix is partly at fault, though, because some of these series are designed to hook you early, and then they draw you out for season 2, season 3. Am I wrong on that?
No, you're not wrong at all. I mean, really, there are 2 thoughts about why this is not going well for Netflix in season 2. Thought number 1 is exactly what you said. I spend a weekend binging all 8 or 10 episodes, and I love the show, and then it goes away for 2 years. And it's almost disposable. Like, I've forgotten about it 2 years later. I don't care about it as much 2 years later. The other thought is that, Netflix has never been driven by getting people to watch shows. They've been driven by getting people to subscribe to Netflix. So, they really are kind of, always trying to get you to the next big thing. They're trying to get you to the next big excitement, and they kind of maybe don't promote that second series as much.
So, what else if we're not running the Boilermaker or heading up to camp this weekend? What else can we take in?
Well, then it's time for Moana, my friends. It's time to get in touch with the ocean, and this is the live-action version of course, the Disney classic Moana, the young teen gal who's going to be heading up her people on this South Pacific island, and there's troubles. The island is not providing the way it used to be. There's not as much fish. There's not as many coconuts, and it goes back to an old legend that the demigod Maui upset the goddess, and now all the bad demons of the world are seeking this item that he stole, and they're killing the world around them as they do it. And so she sets off to find Maui and try to restore things. And if anybody remembers, Maui is played memorably, wonderfully by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And in the animated version, he was fantastic. I mean, he was lovable and charming, and all that comes back in the live action version as he now kind of comes out there and you see him in all of his rockness, except he's wearing like a costume to look more buff, which shocked me because the Rock is usually the most buff guy in the world.
Right.
Yeah, but he's thinned down a little bit over the years. He's not as massive as he used to be, and so he had to do that. But It looks seamless. He still is funny. It's probably the best role The Rock has ever had in his life. The music is still wonderful. I think the only thing that really draws away is that it takes a little bit of time to get rolling. I think kids are going to get a little bit bored until the action really gets started. And I think the animation, the CGI is kind of in two boats, right? On one hand, some stuff looks amazing. The way the ocean comes to life, the battles that they have out on the ocean, the goddess coming to life, all the stuff they do with Maui looks pretty cool. But then they have animated animals that look just horrible and fake and disastrous. So I'm at 3 waffles for Moana as well.
So unfortunately, Willie, we're out of time. I did hear on the Moana live action that it was like a $250 million budget and there was concern about making money back. 10 seconds. Did you hear that as well?
I heard that as well, and I think it might be tough because, people can watch Moana at home, like right now, not the live action version.
Right. Willie, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
All right, I'll talk to you next week.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Tate Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
They want revenge. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump is warned by Israel Iran had a new plan to kill him as revenge for the death of a top Iranian general in 2020 and now the death of Iran's supreme leader in airstrikes in February.
The Wall Street Journal had first reported on the plot, saying Israel shared new intelligence with the U.S. that it said indicated a fresh Iranian plan to kill President Trump. Iran for years has vowed openly to retaliate against Trump for the assassination of Qasem Soleimani. President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are split on how to proceed with the conflict, with Netanyahu pushing for more military pressure on Tehran. This report comes as people gathering for Ayatollah Khamenei's burial ceremony in Iran Thursday promised revenge against President Trump. One banner read, "We will kill Trump."
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Several Democrats are lining up to replace Graham Plattner as the party's Senate nominee in Maine. Now that he's dropped out, the state party plans a convention to choose one.
Troy Jackson, the former state Senate president, moving quickly to claim Plattner's populist mantle. Of course, he is in the running, as is Nirav Shah, the former state health director, Dan Kleben, the 49-year-old co-owner of the microbrewery Maine Beer Company, Jordan Wood, former congressional staffer, and Paige Loud, a social worker, political newcomer, and former Plattner campaign worker.
Fox's Kevin Corke. There's also Maine Secretary of State Shanna Bellows, former Maine and Maryland state and federal official David Costello, and state rep Valley Geiger. 9 days after the primary in Colorado, Victor Marx has declared the Republican nominee for governor in a close race, saying in a social media video about his opponent, Democratic Attorney General Phil Weiser.
He's a smart fella, but he represents the current system because he is part of it.
Marx is a Christian missionary leader, author, and Marine Corps veteran. Homeland Security says that immigration agents who shot and killed a man in Houston Tuesday were looking for someone else. America's listening to Fox News.
Shh, here she comes.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop! Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations! Also, there's a beehive outside your store! And they're super aggressive! There's thousands of them!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired! Gross!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Nearly 1 in 10 Americans don't fall asleep in a bed. Can you relate? Do you live with one of them? Blissfully unaware how much stress that old, worn-out, ugly recliner is putting on the body? You need rest and recovery. You need a Z-Cliner. Designed and engineered for sleeping with built-in heat and massage. It means all-day comfort and, finally, a good night's sleep. Don't waste another night when you could be this comfortable. Visit zcliner.com to find a retailer near you. The Z's are waiting.
At a hearing in Utah, attorneys for Tyler Robinson plan to call a final witness today, trying to raise doubts about the prosecution's case that he murdered Charlie Kirk. Robinson's former roommate Lance Twiggs tells investigators in a video played in court that He confessed.
Twiggs says Robinson left early on the morning of September 10th and claims not to have heard from him until 11 that night. Text messages were shown and read in court where prosecutors say Robinson admitted to Twiggs that he was the one who assassinated the conservative commentator and had left a confession note under his keyboard. Twiggs finally saw Robinson in person the next day. Twiggs says while Robinson talked about politics, he did not specifically mention Kirk before the day of the shooting.
Usually if he did talk about politics stuff, it was relating to Trump or current policies being issued or voted on.
Twiggs also testified that before the shooting, Robinson was trying to get a hold of a rifle.
Fox's Claudia Cowan. A ban on semi-automatic weapons in Illinois is upheld by a federal appeals court, overturning a lower court ruling that is unconstitutional. An AI chatbot gets an update.
GPT 5.6 is the latest model for OpenAI's signature artificial intelligence. The Trump administration pushed OpenAI not to immediately release it to the world, citing security concerns. The company agreed to let the U.S. government have exclusive use of the model for 2 weeks. So what's 5.6 do? OpenAI says it can take information from your most used apps and create a slew of finished products on your behalf, such as documents, spreadsheets, and presentations, even web apps. It also connects to Google's productivity suite and even office tools like Slack. Eben Brown, Fox News.
The European Union is demanding that parent company Meta redesign addictive Instagram and Facebook features that violate EU social media laws. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
We have mostly cloudy skies to start and 69 degrees. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:05. This news update brought to you by Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Well, we discussed this a bit yesterday. Boilermaker officials, though, announcing that weather permitting, an element from the U.S. Air Force is scheduled to conduct a flyover for the 49th running of the Boilermaker Road Race on Sunday. A KC-135 refueling tanker jet from the 914th Air Refueling Wing out of Niagara Falls Air Reserve Station will grace the skies above the post-race party on Sunday morning, just outside of the FX Matt Brewery. Officials say the Boilermaker is honored to be in a position where our country's Air Force is prepared to participate in a flyover to help us celebrate the achievements of our over 15,000 participants in the race on Sunday. Well, since June, the Utica City School District Superintendent Christopher Spence has been on a requested administrative leave. WKTV reporting on a statement from his attorney clarifying why, and a complaint filed with the New York State Division of Human Rights, which was made against the school district and several others. Spence alleges that the board subjected him to a pattern of discriminatory and retaliatory conduct. Spence said that this has been going on since almost the beginning of his tenure. He cited several examples that he said fall under the jurisdiction of the New York State human rights law. He's asking the Division of Human Rights to investigate and is seeking damages for emotional distress. Currently, Dr. Kathleen Davis is the acting superintendent until the end of this month. A third person now charged in connection with a stabbing incident or double stabbing incident that occurred on North Main Street on Tuesday afternoon this week. Joseph Perkowski now charged with assault and conspiracy. Justin Ramos and Hannah McLean also face assault and conspiracy charges. One of the victims was stabbed in the arm, another stabbed in the head. Officers say the injuries are not considered to be life-threatening. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time coming up on 7:08. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
We are in great shape now the next several days, including the Boilermaker on Sunday morning. The temperatures are going to be pleasant and most likely at race time in the 50s. Very nice. Clouds mixed with some sunshine this morning and into the afternoon. 85 should do it. Break up the cloud party tonight. A few clouds around. Lows will be in the comfortable low 60s. North Country in the 50s. Sunny 85 on Saturday. And as I mentioned, a beautiful Sunday morning in the mid to upper 50s waking up. Sunshine in the afternoon. Upper 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy skies and 69 degrees at 7:08. From the IBEW Local 43 Sports Desk, the Yankees salvaged their series finale against the Tampa Bay Rays. 12-4 the final yesterday. Smitty, must be some bit of relief. The Yankees, though, have still dropped, 12 of 15?
Yeah, the bats finally woke up.
11 of 14, maybe?
The bats finally woke up against the starting pitcher, Rasmussen, who pitched for the Devil Rays. Had a career phenomenal record against the Yankees. He struck out 2, but he only went an inning and 2/3, and they finally woke up. Ben Rice had 2 homers.
Yeah.
You got to consider him into the MVP race for right now as one of the 1 or 2 favorites for this AL MVP. He's been carrying the Yankees on his shoulders since Aaron Judge has been down. Him and Judge were kind of explosive in the early season, but now he's put this team on his back and tried to carry it through their. Don't you say so? And then again, I'm just a Yankee fan who's just happy to have Ben Rice on the field.
You know what, though? I didn't think of that, but it could be the case. Ben Rice certainly is having a great year so far. 2 more home runs, as you mentioned yesterday.
The point is, what I'm saying, would you consider him one of the top 3 favorites to win, like the AL MVP race, to be named to be mentioned?
Well, you can make an argument since Judge has been out, certainly. That's a good point. The Yankees now head to Washington to take on the Nationals.
Yeah, then the All-Star break, and then they have the mighty Los Angeles Dodgers coming in.
The Mets beat the Kansas City Royals 7-3 to winning to win the series against the Royals at Citi Field. Sean Manaea was credited with the victory. The Mets have won 4 out of 5. They host the Boston Red Sox for a 3-game series that starts tonight. The Kawhi Leonard trade in the NBA between the Clippers and the Toronto Raptors is on hold as the NBA completes its investigation into the Clippers. The teams released statements on Thursday after reaching an agreement in principle on June 30th. The NBA says the deal cannot be finalized while the investigation is ongoing. The probe centers on allegations that the Clippers circumvented the salary cap through a $28 million endorsement deal involving Leonard and Aspiration Partners Incorporated. The Clippers say they've fully cooperated in the past 10 months with that investigation and the allegations, while the Raptors say they remain eager to acquire the 2-time NBA champion, but they will wait for the investigation to conclude. In fact, Leonard won a championship with the Raptors. He has been with the Clippers since 2019. Are you familiar with this story, Smitty?
No, I haven't been keeping an eye on this one.
Are you familiar? So essentially, what this comes down to is they claim that Kawhi Leonard was facing a max contract, but in order to get him to stay with the Clippers, what they did was the owner, I'm trying to think of the owner's name. He's like one of the richest guys in the world. I might have to Google this quickly. Smitty, who is the Clippers owner? Do you know who that is? It's not Bezos, but he owns something else, or used to own something else. The Clippers owner.
Oh, yeah, Steve is his
Ballmer,
name.
Steve Ballmer.
Yes.
That essentially he poured money into this Aspiration Group, which was one of these green businesses where companies would pay money if they were over polluting to plant trees.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know, some insane amount of money per tree that they would have to pay. But he paid them, and then Aspiration hired Kawhi Leonard as their like public spokesperson. It was like an endorsement deal for $28 million, but he never sent out a social media post, never appeared at an event. It's highly suspicious.
Where do I get one of those gigs?
I know, $28 million.
I do it for
he didn't do
half
anything.
I do it for half that.
Generous guy you are, Dave.
I'll even plant a tree.
So, I don't know. We'll see where this goes. I feel like a lot of this was trying to be brushed under the rug by the NBA, but there's a podcast called Pablo Torre Finds Out, and he really shined a light on a lot of this. And then 2 groups have emerged as the front runners to purchase the Seattle Seahawks. Front Office Sports reports one bid is led by Boston Celtics minority owner Mattel and former Celtics governor Wyke Grousbeck. The competing group is headed by San Francisco 49ers minority investor Vinod Khosla. no idea on these names. Reports say one of the groups also includes at least one former Seahawks player, though that person's identity has not been disclosed. The Seahawks expected to sell for a record amount, with estimates ranging between $9 and $11 billion.
And just two local stories real quick. The Comets announced their opening night opponent's going to be Rochester. Joe Benson's going to be on a little later. And Syracuse announced on Thursday that the Jerry McNamara era will start against New Haven on November 2nd.
Yes.
The Chargers are a Division II team making this transition into a Division I. So this is the first time that they actually played against New Haven.
All right. Well, it is a Friday morning, 7:14. First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
Embarrassed by ugly yellow toe fungus?
Living with toe fungus it's embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off. I hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody.
Introducing Crystal Flush. Crystal Flush is the only FDA-registered 2-in-1 home treatment that attacks your toe fungus from both the inside and out. Crystal Flush's new and different combination system knocks out toe fungus for good. Guaranteed.
Crystal Flush is different. After just a few weeks, my fungus was gone. I mean, 100% disappeared. Crystal Flush was the only thing that ever worked. So if you're skeptical because you tried a bunch of other stuff, Crystal Flush is different. This is a game changer.
Crystal Flush is now available without a prescription, but it is not available in stores. Get your risk-free supply today. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Stop being embarrassed by ugly yellow toenails. Go to crystalflush.com or call 800-204-4484.
You know, around here, a good vehicle isn't just transportation. It's family time, weekend adventures, and getting where life takes you. Maybe you're loading up the kids for a day at the Utica Zoo, or you're heading north to Enchanted Forest Water Safari for the weekend. Or maybe you're pointing the hood south toward Cooperstown and the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Wherever the road leads, you want to know your vehicle is ready for the trip. And right now at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, purchase any 4 Bridgestone tires and receive a $150 rebate. It's a great time to upgrade your ride before your next adventure, because when you're headed somewhere important, peace of mind rides along too. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, driving our community since 1980. Trusted for quality, known for service, and helping get you there safely, mile after mile. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, Yorkville, Utica, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com. We'll keep the wheels turning so you can keep making memories.
This 4th of July, celebrate your freedom from cracked, worn-out driveways with J&L Paving and Seal Coating. For a limited time, save 20% on all new driveway installations now through July 11th. Whether you're upgrading your home's curb appeal or replacing an aging driveway, J&L Paving and Seal Coating delivers quality workmanship built to handle central New York weather year-round. Call J&L Paving and Seal Coating today at 315-537-0048 or visit jlpavingandsealcoating.com. J&L Paving and Seal Coating. Quality paving, lasting results.
If you've missed the Kim Commando Show, you've missed a lot.
You know, I just love taking your phone calls.
I want to start by thanking you for what you have given us on this planet. You have made technology digestible.
You're like my friend in IT.
Only one person that I would like to ask this digital question.
America's digital goddess,
Kim Commando. Saturday mornings at 10 on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
All right, it is First News Keeler in the morning, a Friday morning ahead of the Boilermaker Road Race on Sunday, the 49th annual event. Before we get into Boilermaker and some other local discussions, we're joined by Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Let's see. We're talking about Bonnie Tyler this morning, who, as we discussed earlier this week, passed away, probably best known for Total Eclipse of the Heart. But we go through this every year. Some of the most famous names in music, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, this hits every generation. Nothing will kind of bring you back down to really what your age is and where you are in your in your journey than hearing of the death of someone who had such a pivotal, part. Even if it was just like, somebody you heard their songs on the radio, that those memories are stored in your head, and they can take you back to a different time in your life. Maybe it was a great time, maybe it was not. But either way, it just immediately transports you back. It's like a little time machine when you hear one of these songs. And when we lose one of these artists, it's like, oh wow, it just sort of kind of stops and makes you think and reflect a little bit.
Yes. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Tyler, there were reports that she was hospitalized for an issue following a surgery. Is that right?
Yeah, she had actually, in March, she had given an interview back in March with Hello, and she was talking about how she enjoyed being back in concert. That she said, if you got your health, you got everything. She said, I'm fit enough at the moment. I'm really enjoying doing the shows. She was doing Pilates like 20 minutes a day. This was in this interview in March. In April, she was hospitalized. April and May, she was, had an emergency intestinal surgery, apparently. She'd been put in an induced coma for a little bit of time, but apparently was reportedly expected to make a good recovery. She died unexpectedly in Portugal. She was being treated for an illness there, according to the statement on her website that was posted by her family. Just a huge loss. I mean, she was a member of the Order of the British Empire. Queen Elizabeth II had honored her with that, pretty much thanks to the Total Eclipse of the Heart song, which was just so huge. I mean, she obviously her the Footloose soundtrack would have been all the worse had it not included "Holding Out for a Hero," which is still on my Spotify playlist. To be honest, she just had one of those voices that it was unmistakable. You knew exactly who it was when she started the thing.
Yeah, and it is one of those inspirational songs where, like, if you're at the gym, it can get you going a couple miles an hour faster on the treadmill.
It's funny you say that because my running playlist, that one is on every one of them. It is absolutely motivational, and it's just, if you remember the movie, that's, you remember exactly how it was used.
Yes. So it's always sad when we look back, right, on one of these monumental hits, the person behind one of these monumental hits, but Bonnie Tyler passing away, of course, best known for Total Eclipse of the Heart. Thank you, Tanya. Have a great day. And by the way, we're running the Boilermaker on Sunday. I just found out this week that you are a runner. And you should come up for one of these. It's a 15K, 9.3 miles. There's also a 5K option. But it's like one of the greatest races in the country.
I love that. I'm actually doing a 4-miler tomorrow in Central Park. It is the 9/11 Memorial 4-miler tomorrow. That is, I try and do it. I try and do it most years, but it's much shorter than the one that you have going on.
Yes.
That I would love to come up there and do that sometime. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Thank you, Tanya. Well, we wish you good luck on your run tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Fox News Radio's Tanya J. Powers.
Jeff, you're going to be at the start or the finish line tomorrow?
Yes, on Sunday morning I will. Not only will I be part of the WIBX race broadcast, I'll be doing announcements of the common folk, if you will, who are running in the Boilermaker Road Race.
Awesome. You have to smile for Dana. She'll be at the finish line also on the one of the scaffolds taking official photography this year.
Yeah, taking photos. I love, it's such an outstanding event. And obviously, really, everyone comes together. The community comes together for the event. And I was hopeful, I thought you were going to say Dana was running in it.
Yeah, the wall, hell has not frozen over yet. So. No, we both volunteer. I'm the drone coordinator for the Boilermaker, and she does the photography, and that's our excuse for not running it. So I'd love to run it, but I'm actually, doing the drone stuff. So
unfortunately, I'll be there in spirit with you.
Yeah, well, you'll be here. You're part of the broadcast, but you won't be on site, though.
Yes, like I said to the Boilermaker people last year when I accepted my award. What is your memories of the Boilermaker? I just said, I just love listening to it and coordinating with you guys doing the broadcast. but I have never seen the race.
Yeah.
And one of these years, I am going to break down and watch it. I told a couple people that last night when they congratulated me on, because they weren't there last year. They said, "Oh, Davey, congratulations on winning the award last year." I said, "Oh, thank you." And they said, "What's your plans for the Boilermaker?" I said, "Well, I'm going to be back at the station, manning the ship down, make sure everything sounds good," which it will. And then one of these years, I told them, I'm going to actually sit and watch the Boilermaker.
Well, you know, we should and ought to put you on the truck one of these years, where you could be the guy that the broadcasters go to, and in fact, we'll talk with Jim Rondinelli later this morning, but go to on the truck, where essentially all the elite athletes are chasing the trucks down, trying to get to the finish line before anybody else.
Yeah, someone told me that that's the best spot to be there, to just see the runners breaking away in like 1 or 2 packs, and then the lead runner, they try to stay close, and then when they get to the 7th or 8th mile, okay, time for me to put it on full gear. Here we go.
That the Boilermaker is so dynamic, and I don't think there's a, you say be on the truck, be on the start line, be at the finish line. There's so many awesome different stories for every section of that race, all along the way, and just think about what it does for this area.
Yeah, it is an outstanding event, and if I could recommend, if you're on the truck or have the chance to be on the truck, is it Tilden or Culver? Where does it begin?
Where's the race begin?
Yes,
it's Culver right down at the
right on Culver. Okay, so Broad comes over, Broad Street comes over, and that first hill. If you're on the media truck, because I've been fortunate enough
over by the Armory, over by the Marlog.
Before that,
by Bleecker,
okay.
right by Bleecker Street.
The first hill, it goes by. There's like a Dairy Dell gas station.
Yes.
And then there's one of the Proctor Parks, but it's a little bit hilly. And when you go over the hill, that first hill, because you have all the runners right there, it looks like, I'm telling you, it's really incredible to see. It looks like if someone was pouring runners out of a jug, like if you were to pour, iced tea into some type of a glass, the way it overflows because all the runners are jammed together. And even at that early point of the stage, there is a bit of separation with the elites, and there's a delay for the, I don't know how many runners back, 300 runners back, because obviously they all can't start running at one time. But it's just an amazing thing to see. They come like pouring over that first hill by Proctor Park.
One of the coolest things, the first year I flew it with a state police drone, I was at the start line, and we had never seen that perspective before. So I went up to 400 feet, and I had a really nice broad view of in the area of Pacemaker Steel and Nimes down there. Mm-hmm. And you ever see a science show of how the circulatory system works and your blood rushing through your arteries and stuff? To see all the people coming from all the different places they go to start, it was like watching the circulatory system with your blood going into your veins to go back to your heart, and they were coming from all the little capillaries and all the side streets and all the parking lots, and it was just watching all the different colors flow together into that, where you just talked about coming right by the Dairy Dell and going over that first hill. What a cool perspective. And I put together a little video for the Boilermaker committee after that, and it was so cool to see that.
It is a very unique perspective. Is Ann coming on with us? She was just on, wasn't she?
Call in, Ann.
Ann, call right back. We want to chat with Ann this morning. She's commenting on the YouTube stream, I believe. Everybody's saying good morning to Ann. But what did she want to talk to us about?
The Kicks for Kids. He made a purchase for the shoes.
Oh, that's great.
I got to laugh about one of these comments on YouTube. Drive that Mustang, Davey. Since when do I own a Mustang, Jeff?
Buy that Mustang, Davey.
Well, I guess you don't.
I don't. And they claimed that I was on Bleecker Street the other day with it. I don't, folks. I don't drive a Mustang.
Were you drag racing down there with a Tuesday night crowd?
No.
So Ann from Rome made a donation, or a purchase, if you will, for the Kicks for Kids campaign. And we're partnering with Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield and the Neighborhood Center. And we encourage you to go to our website, WIBX950.com, click on the Kicks for Kids campaign. It'll take you to an Amazon wish list. Again, most of the pairs of shoes are between $15 and $30. In fact, the majority are under $20, but it'll help some local kids in need get some new shoes on their feet as they head back for the new school year in the fall. I can't believe it's early July. We're already talking about going back to school, but obviously you got to have preparation if you're doing something like this. And speaking about the Boilermaker on Sunday, there will be, weather permitting, a flyover, a KC-135 refueling tanker from the 914th Air Refueling Wing out of Niagara Falls will fly over the FX Matt Brewery, hopefully synced up just in time during our national anthem. So looking forward to that as well. It is 7:28. We'll take a quick time out, get a news update, and we'll be joined by Utica Councilwoman Samantha Colosimo Testa. She's a bit frustrated this morning, says there is business to attend to in the city of Utica. However, a meeting that she had called for is being delayed a bit, and it's because other members of the council, there's some concern about getting a quorum. I'll let her explain it coming up. We'll do that in a few minutes. And then, Smitty, how much is our free money question of the day this morning?
$375.
$375. Your chance to win coming up in about 10, 12 minutes. It's First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
This is Dan from Acme Pool and Spa on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, across from Texas Roadhouse. Get years of summer fun for you and your family with a new above-ground pool starting at just $89.99 installed. You can take advantage of our 0% in-house financing. We can have your new pool installed in about 10 days. Don't let the summer pass you by. If an in-ground pool is your dream, the experts at Acme will guide you through the process. There's nothing better than enjoying summer in your backyard with an in-ground pool. Don't miss out on our midsummer sale with above-ground pools starting at $89.99 installed within about 10 days with our in-house 0% financing. Or let the experts at Acme guide you through selecting a custom in-ground pool, choosing from steel or fiberglass options. That's Acme Pool and Spa on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, and our midsummer pool sale going on now. We do the work, you just enjoy.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton. If you have substantial assets, a delay in planning can cost you. It takes time to reduce taxes and protect assets. Planning ahead can save money and ease the stress on your family. We employ multiple strategies to protect what you have built. Call us for a free analysis of your tax and asset protection issues, because the smartest plan is made early.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Rome Capitol Theater Summer Stage presents Hello Dolly on June 16th, 17th, and 18th at 7:30 each evening. Follow the musical exploits of professional matchmaker Dolly Levy to tunes like It Takes a Woman, Before the Parade Passes By, and the fabulous title number. Tickets are available at 315-337-6277 and online at RomeCapitol.com or at the door. That's Hello Dolly at the Capitol Theater in downtown Rome. Brought to you by Community Bank NA and presented by arrangement with Concord Theatricals.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
This 4th of July, celebrate your freedom from cracked, worn-out driveways with J&L Paving and Seal Coating. For a limited time, save 20% on all new driveway installations now through July 11th. Whether you're upgrading your home's curb appeal or replacing an aging driveway, J&L Paving and Seal Coating delivers quality workmanship built to handle Central New York weather year-round. Don't wait. This special ends July 11th. Call J&L Paving and Seal Coating today at 315-537-0048 or visit jlpavingandsealcoating.com. J&L Paving and Seal Coating. Quality paving, lasting results. results.
To celebrate 250 years of American independence, the United States Mint has released one of the most historic silver-proof sets ever assembled, the complete 10-coin 1776-2026 semi-quincentennial collection. Each of these remarkable designs will only be produced for 1 year and never be struck again. This remarkable set features the Lincoln Cent, Jefferson Nickel, and emerging Liberty Dime, each showcasing a dual date for the very first time ever, plus 5 semi-quincentennial quarters, honoring pivotal moments in American history. The enduring Liberty half dollar, showcasing the first ever depiction of the Statue of Liberty on a half dollar, and the Native American dollar with the first dual date ever struck as edge lettering on a U.S. coin. This 250th anniversary 10-coin set is expected to sell out quickly. Once these are gone, they may be impossible to secure again. Receive this first ever 1 year only American 250th anniversary silver coin set by calling 1-800-785-9908. That's 1-800-785-9908. 1-800-785-9908.
Clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will handle it for you. We handle residential or any size commercial property, before and after estate sale cleanouts or any junk removal service. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation is a 5-star rated and background checked business, providing service you can count on, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Cloudy skies and 69 degrees at 7:34. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. Hundreds of thousands of Haitians and Syrians in the United States under the Temporary Protected Status Program lose their right to legally work today. It comes after the Supreme Court ruled that the Department of Homeland Security's decision to terminate their status could not be reviewed by the courts. The TPS program allows people to stay and work legally in the United States for up to 18 months if their home countries are deemed too dangerous for migrants to return. The last remaining members of the independent commission that helps state election officials are being let go at the direction of the Trump administration. Multiple outlets reported Thursday that the last 3 members of the Bipartisan Election Assistance Commission had been notified of the move via email. The former supreme leader of Iran has been buried in his hometown. Ayatollah Ali Khomeini was killed in February by U.S. and Israeli airstrikes, but his funeral was postponed because of the war in Iran. His burial comes after President Trump said during this week's NATO summit in Turkey that the U.S. ceasefire with Iran is over. Federal agents are turning up the heat on the soccer world. According to multiple reports, the FBI has opened a preliminary financial fraud investigation into the Argentine Football Association, the governing body behind international superstar Lionel Messi. Investigators are working to track down over $300 million in international soccer revenue that were quietly funneled through a network of shell accounts to South Florida. Messi himself is apparently completely in the clear, but some marketing executives are already being questioned by federal prosecutors. And the number of Legionnaires cases in an outbreak in Manhattan's Upper East Side is now up to 46, with 22 of those people hospitalized. Health officials say 19 buildings have tested positive for Legionella bacteria in the cooling towers. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:36.
We are in great shape now the next several days, including the Boilermaker on Sunday morning. The temperatures are going to be pleasant and most likely at race time in the 50s. Very nice. Clouds mixed with some sunshine this morning and into the afternoon. 85 should do it. Break up the cloud party tonight. A few clouds around. Lows will be in the comfortable low 60s. North Country in the 50s. Sunny 85 on Saturday. And as I mentioned, a beautiful Sunday morning in the mid to upper 50s. Waking up. Sunshine in the afternoon. Upper 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stejik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy skies and 70 degrees at 7:37. We go to the phones now where our man Joe Lode is standing by. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you today?
Very good. Are you're not on the course this year, is that right?
Not on the course this year. No, it's been a couple of years. since I have been. I'd like to get back to it, I think, because I do miss the people, especially all my friends that run. I have, a really good friend of mine, Mike Collins, is actually going to run this year. He hasn't run in a few, and he's going to run this year with his daughter. So, I'll probably be out there cheering people on, just not playing music.
I thought you were running, Joe.
No, not till next year, the 50th. I'm going to do the 50th. One last time, one last hurrah on the 50th anniversary.
All right. So what's going on? You're talking about a car show that's coming up, right?
Yeah, so it's tomorrow from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. It's right here at Topa's Auto Parts, located on French Road in Remsen, New York. They have this beautiful big open field. We're going to have a food truck, prizes. There's basket raffles. There's a gun raffle, a TV raffle, 50-50. Plenty to do and lots of music. And last year we had over 100 cars, and we're expecting the same this year because believe it or not, the weather looks great for the next few days.
Yeah, and not too much humidity. Do you have a car in there, or are you just emceeing?
No, I'm kind of just here supporting because now I do work for Topa's Auto Parts. So if you're a garage and you're listening and you're looking for auto parts, fenders, bumpers, engines, trannies, transfer cases, all that kind of stuff, condensers, compressors, you just give Joe Lowe a call and he'll take care of you. Now, don't forget, this benefits the Feed the Vets. And so far, we've raised just about, or if not, a little over $10,000 for them this year.
Oh, well, that's outstanding. Good job, Joe and Tolpas. Dave, do you have vehicles in car shows? I see you have a pretty sharp car out in the lot this morning.
Yeah, I borrowed. She doesn't know it. Well, she will now. Her Thunderbird this morning. We have a couple of cars. We got the Bronco we've had in some shows, and the T-Bird. I got my troop car.
Dave, this would be a great time to bring out a troop car up here maybe tomorrow, get a little attention, and you're right here. I mean, you are the chief of Boonville, which is right around the corner from us.
I know. I'm just sitting here looking at my schedule, trying to see if we can get it. What time is it up there, Joe?
9 a.m. till 2 p.m. And,
nice.
Dave, it's always nice to see you so I can take a nice selfie.
I know. We always take a selfie. We do the Christmas one every year. We've been doing it for years, and every time we're together, we get a selfie.
Well, Joe, do me a favor. Have a hot dog with the works for me tomorrow, will you, please?
Just one. I mean, I'll eat a couple. I ain't gonna eat anywhere near Joey Chestnut, but I'll eat a couple.
All right. Well, enjoy. And it's on. Would you say Main Street in Remsen?
No, French Road. Right at Topa's. Yep. Yeah. So if you come up Route 12 to Evans Equipment, you take a left. And that's Steuben, I believe that's Steuben Road. And then take a right on French Road. You can't miss us. We're just off of Route 12. It's a beautiful field. It's well manicured, and your cars are going to be safe out there, and it's a good time. So,
well, thank you, Joe.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And maybe we'll see you tomorrow, Dave.
All right, buddy. I just got a text from Dana, said you took my car. And then what happened to taking? I said, what happened to taking your Vic?
Have a good weekend, my man.
You too. Take care, now.
It's funny, too, one of these things, you're going through what sometimes Bill, and I should say Dana's going through what Allison sometimes goes through when Bill announces something on the air and she has no idea. And it's like, what? You took the what out of the kitchen and did what with it?
Well, she's got it rough if that's what she has to worry about today. So,
it is 7:41. Spinny, what caller are we looking for?
How about caller 4?
Caller 4, your chance to win $375. Caller 4 right now at 315-736-0186. The free money question of the day from the Hobica Law Firm is coming up next.
Welcome to Name That Deal!
James, we're doing a radio commercial.
Our contestant today is the 2026 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive.
Okay, I'll play along.
What's our first prize?
0. Do it Inception.
Ooh, what's behind door number 2?
Just $398 a month for 36 months. Sales tax included.
And the bonus round.
30 miles per gallon highway.
We have a winner! It's no wonder we're the #1 riding Kia dealer from Maine to Maryland.
Go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia. Puppies and babies not included.
Stock number 26T1944. MSRP $34,660. 36 months, 30,000-mile lease. 20 cents per mile over. Zero due at inception. Zero security deposit. 8.75% sales tax. And $650 acquisition fee. And $175 dealer dock fee included in payment structure. 720 plus FICO score. EPA ratings. Offers expire 6/30/2026.
To celebrate 250 years of American independence, the United States Mint has released one of the most historic silver-proof sets ever assembled, the complete 10-coin 1776-2026 Semi-Quincentennial Collection. Each of these remarkable designs will only be produced for 1 year and never be struck again. This remarkable set features the Lincoln Cent, Jefferson Nickel, and emerging Liberty Dime, each showcasing a dual date for the very first time ever, plus 5 semi-quincentennial quarters, honoring pivotal moments in American history. The enduring Liberty half dollar, showcasing the first ever depiction of the Statue of Liberty on a half dollar, and the Native American dollar with the first dual date ever struck as edge lettering on a U.S. coin. This 250th anniversary 10-coin set is expected to sell out quickly. Once these are gone, they may be impossible to secure again. Receive this first ever 1 year only American 250th anniversary silver coin set by calling 1-800-785-9908. That's 1-800-785-9908. 1-800-785-9908.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
With things moving fast to resolve the situation in the Middle East, the headlines may change, but the fundamentals haven't. America's debt continues to climb, and uncertainty still hangs over the global economy. That's why investors continue turning to one asset that has stood the test of time: physical gold and silver. For generations, gold has been viewed as a safe haven asset during periods of geopolitical tension and market volatility. That's why Advantage Gold wants to send you a free gold investment guide valued at $49, plus a free copy of economist Ken Rogoff's acclaimed book, Our Dollar, Your Problem, when you call 800-900-8000. Discover why central banks are buying gold, why many Americans are diversifying with precious metals, and how a tax and penalty-free rollover into physical gold and silver may fit into your retirement strategy. Don't wait until the next crisis dominates the headlines. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 right now. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Did you know your most treasured rugs can look new again? At ABC ChemDry, we specialize in premium area rug cleaning. From treasured family heirlooms to fine rugs from around the world, our trained specialists use a careful 5-step process inspecting, dusting, cleaning, drying, grooming, and protecting, so your rug always gets the expert care it deserves. Don't wait. Call ABC ChemDry today at 315-738-1111 to schedule a drop-off or pickup.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Hi folks, Gold Leaf Refining pays immediate cash for gold, silver, diamonds, and coins. We also buy sports memorabilia, military items, U.S. and foreign paper money, musical instruments, fine art, comic books, and much, much more. All transactions are confidential. Our Gold Leaf associates are professional estate buyers and will give a fair and accurate offer for your valuables. So gather your unwanted gold, silver, diamonds, and coins and stop in today. Gold Leaf Refining, 42 New Hartford Shopping Center in New Hartford.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
It is 7:47. First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX. It is your Hobica Law Firm free money question of the day. Joe from Frankfurt is on the line. Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Good, Jeff. How are you today?
Good. Are you a runner?
No.
You're not a runner. Okay. There's a chance you could get this. I don't know. I think you'd have a better chance at answering this question if you were a runner. Here is your chance at $375. You've got 7 seconds to answer. Are you ready?
Yes.
Give me the year. It was July 16th. Give me the year of the first Boilermaker road race. Ready, go.
1985.
1985. You were close. It kind of comes down to math a little bit. This is the 49th running, and it's 2026. So if you did the math, you might come up with 1977. But in actuality, the first race was run on July 16th, 1978. Smitty, what do we have for a consolation prize this morning?
Stampede Rodeo tickets for July 31st and August 1st at the Utica Odd at the Adirondack Bank Center. Now it's going to be called the Aero Bank Center.
Yes, that's what Bill says, that they're going to continue the sponsorship. As a matter of fact, I'm a member or a client, whatever what you call it, a patron at the Adirondack Bank, and I was at the ATM yesterday, and it's all got a whole new look now, but obviously the building's still got the Adirondack Bank branding, but the ATMs now say Aero Bank. So, Joe, thanks for playing. You've got tickets to see the rodeo, and we wish you luck.
All right, thank you.
Go ahead, Smitty. Hold on the line for 1 second, and our man Smitty will get your information. Do we have councilperson Samantha Clausen-Motesta? Okay. She'll be joining us in just a second. She has some growing, what I would call growing frustration over the way the council is handling business on the Democrat side. While we wait to catch up with her, Dave Olney joining us in studio this morning as our guest host. Good morning. So what are you up to these days? Because you're retired, but not really retired. You're the chief of police in Boonville, and you're playing a band, and that keeps you quite busy as well.
Playing a band, involved in a bunch of different local organizations. I help Dana with her photography business and our real estate photography business, and Dana's doing the real estate sales now for River Hills.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
nice.
She just started this summer.
I know you guys were doing the drones. You have some great shots of houses that I've seen.
So it's funny, we started, and it actually Bill's a connection for this. We started doing real estate photography through our business, Cap Media, during COVID. River Hills reached out to Bill to see if he knew anybody that could do real estate photography because their photographers didn't want to go out much during COVID. And we ended up getting in contact with River Hills, and it's been a great partnership ever since then. It kind of was a really good springboard for our Cap Media business, and countless properties we filmed. So Dana does all the stills and the 3D and a video of a property. I do all the aerial stuff. I got the easy job. She does the hard stuff. But between that and the different organizations, I believe 271 and the Boilermaker, the drone coordinator for the Boilermaker, and I got to go to work to relax, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like you've never been so busy as when you were retired.
Yeah, and so the Dusty Puppies, I
was before we get into that, I was going to say I debated the free money question being, can you name the band that Dave Olney is in? And I was curious because, again, it's one of those things too. If you're familiar with the Boilermaker, the question I asked is probably an easy one. If you're not a runner, if you don't know the history, it's not that easy. And again, if you're a fan of your band, it's an easy question. It's an easy one. If you're not, or you're not familiar with it, it's a tougher one. The Dusty Puppies, that keeps you busy as well.
Sure. Yeah, we have, I think, almost 40 gigs this year. So we're playing a lot. Next week we have 3. We're playing Wednesday at the Village Green in Whitesboro for their summer concert series. We played that one for over a decade, I think. We're playing Friday at Harpoon Eddie's next Friday for Pirates Weekend, which was unbelievable last year. It's so much fun out there. And then we're playing Sunday you had Matt Spellisy in here for his Run to Remember. We're playing that at the Brew House on Sunday. So another busy week with 3 gigs. We got a bunch of 3s. We had a 4 in a row this summer that we were playing, and one of them they changed the date. So thank goodness we're only doing 3 in a row.
How often do you get together to practice?
So it's funny. In the summer, we're playing so much that we don't practice much.
Right.
So when we start our summer, we're usually that's our music for the summer. We change the list around and we add and take out some of the stuff that we've always done, just to keep us fresh. But we don't get to learn anything new much in the summer because we don't get to practice because we're running from gig to gig. And then in the winter, we get together once a week on Thursdays and we practice to learn new stuff and just to keep fresh and enjoy yourself.
So, and how do you determine what's on your list? I mean, some of it has to do with who can play what instrument, but is it just like, hey, I was at the gym and I've got this song on my podcast that makes my makes my TV faster.
You'll be watching TV and a commercial will come on and there'll be a song in the background. You're like, that's a catchy song. We like to have stuff that it's a little something for everybody. So we do modern rock, classic rock, some new stuff. We do some country. We do some beach music. We do something. If you can go out to a bar and you can get a 20-year-old couple to dance, and any band can do that. But if you go out to the bar and the guy that's 45, 50 years old that just got to work to sit in the bar and you see his foot tapping and he maybe gets up with his lady and dances and you did what you came there for. So we try to appeal to everybody. We try to have fun. We don't take ourselves seriously at all. I remember being on stage at Saranac, the Saranac Thursday gig, and I screwed something up. And we always joke, we're like, we never do the same song twice. Or we never do the song the same way twice. And I walked over in the middle of the song to my guitar player and I said, Doug, he's like, what? I go, I've never heard this song before in my life. Because I screwed it up. But everybody reminds you that the crowd generally doesn't care. They don't notice. It's just us. So we're there to have fun. And it's music that is fun that people know. We don't want to do obscure stuff. So every now and then somebody will suggest a song and you're like, yeah, it's a cool song. Nobody knows the song. And that's why original bands in the area, generally, if you're doing original stuff, unless you have a really big following, people don't want to hear it. They want to hear stuff. Tanya said earlier, and I wrote it down when she started talking about music with Bonnie Tyler, I'm a 100% believe music makes you time travel. And I'll hear a song from when I was in high school and it takes you back. A funny story.
Yeah.
I hate the winter now. I hate being cold. I hate the winter. I have to shovel my roof and out snow blowing. I snow blow half the neighborhood. I put on music from when I learned how to ski in 1984. And I put that music on in my headphones. I listened to The Fix. Remember the band The Fix? Red Skies at Night. And I put that on and I'm actually out in the winter cold and I'm remembering music that I listened to when I learned how to ski and I enjoyed winter. And it just helps me get through it. It brings you back to the 80s.
It's true. And, I'm going to poke fun at you a little bit. You say the band will maybe hear a song in the background of a commercial. I would imagine as we continue to age that maybe it's because a lot of times the music you hear in a commercial is for like prescription medication. So maybe a guy is on a new heart pill. And there's a song blaring in the background. It's like, hey, you know what? My doctor just prescribed me that, and we should play that now.
Hey, funny story about a commercial. You know the song Unbelievable? You're unbelievable.
Yeah.
There was a commercial, Crumbelievable. It was for some cookie or something like that. And I heard him like, we got to do that song. This was 15 years ago. In my basement, I was like, I'm not doing that stupid song. But I was like, I heard the Crumbelievable in this commercial, and that's a really cool song. So we have a really, really eclectic mix of music. And the other day we went from a country song to Man in the Box. You know the song?
Yeah.
I said I don't think any band in the history of the world has gone from that song to that song, or Jimmy Buffett to Man in the Box, or AC/DC or whatever. So
that is quite a genre jump, if you will.
Yeah.
How long have you been together?
Believe it or not, the Dusty Puppies have been around since 2001. So we're in our 25th
cow.
year. Yeah. Yep. The iteration.
Did you not talk about it on the air before? Because to me, it seems like it's been 8 years. I'm horrible with time. I'm so terrible with time.
Yeah,
but it just seems like it's been a decade.
David was saying that this morning.
Yeah, 25 years. Wow.
Yeah, it has.
What, that I'm horrible with time?
You got it.
I thought you were saying that he also thought it's only been 10 years.
No, so we Yeah, so we actually started playing out. We got together in 2001. We started playing out in 2004. We never intended on playing out. We were just a bunch of buddies that got together. And now the iteration of the band right now that we have, the current group, we've been playing for about 5 years. People come and go. 2 of the original band members have passed away. God rest their soul. Good friends of mine. And there's been times when that we stopped during COVID, and everybody stopped, and we're like, did we get back together? Did we not? And so we started. I reached out after things started to settle down a little bit, and we started up, and then everything shut down again, and we stopped again, and we lost somebody, and then we found somebody else and got somebody back. So the band we have right now, again, we're all having fun. We don't take ourselves seriously. We have a good time. Before every show, I turn to them and, fist bump and said, let's have fun. That's what it's. If you're having fun, the audience is having fun. Again, we don't take ourselves seriously. We don't think we're rock stars. I suck at guitar. Thank God I'm the third.
And you're not the drummer. You're a guitarist.
Yeah. So, and I'll stand there sometimes, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm actually playing guitar in this band. We're having fun. And
nice.
If we can make people dance a little bit and have fun, that's what's important. And we have some great gigs and great followers. And
Dave Olney sitting in this morning, and the Dusty Puppies is the band he's talking about. We'll take a quick time out. Samantha Colosimo Testa will join us after the news. It's coming up next on WIBX.
Welcome to Name That Deal!
James, we're doing a radio commercial.
Our contestant today is the 2026 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive.
Okay, I'll play along.
What's our first prize?
0, do it Inception.
Ooh, what's behind door number 2?
Just $3.98 a month for 36 months. Sales tax included.
And the bonus round!
30 miles per gallon highway.
We have a winner! It's no wonder we're the #1 volume Kia dealer from Maine to Maryland.
Go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia. Puppies and babies not included.
Stock number 26T1944. MSRP $34,660. 36 months. 30,000-mile lease. 20 cents per mile over. 0 due at inception. 0 security deposit. 8.75% sales tax. And $650 acquisition fee. And $175 dealer dock fee included in payment structure. 720 plus FICO score. EPA ratings. Offers expire 6/30/2026.
WIBX Utica Road. W295 From the WB Tate Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
A break in the action. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The military reports no new airstrikes in Iran or retaliatory attacks targeting neighbors hosting American troops after 2 nights of strikes. New York Times reports Qatari mediators are in talks with both sides to de-escalate.
President Trump still saying the diplomatic channel does still remain open. Israel now sharing intelligence with D.C., showing that Iran has developed a new plot to assassinate President Trump, and there were numerous banners at the Ayatollah's funeral calling for President Trump's death.
Fox's Benjamin Hall. A hearing for a judge to determine whether there's enough evidence to try Tyler Robinson for Charlie Kirk's murder wraps up today in Utah.
Lance Twiggs, the former roommate, romantic partner of Tyler Robinson, described how he confessed to the killing of Charlie Kirk at least 3 times. First, in a handwritten note left the morning of the shooting at their apartment, prosecutors say Robinson wrote, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I took it." In text messages to Twiggs, Robinson said he targeted Kirk because he, quote, "had enough of his hatred." And on the day after the shooting in their apartment, Twiggs said Robinson was going to turn himself in.
Fox's Chenley Painter. A D.C. planning commission gives preliminary approval to President Trump's plan for a 250-foot triumphal arch near Arlington National Cemetery.
Ahead of the vote, dozens of residents voiced opposition to the project, arguing the arch would block views from the cemetery and ruin the D.C. skyline. Final approval could come as soon as September when the commission next meet, but members say they still want information on the arch's violation of the city's height law, restricting how tall structures can be. Administration attorneys have argued the law does not apply to federal buildings. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
And President Trump has pushed out the last 3 members of a bipartisan election commission, firing 2 Democrats with a Republican resigning. The other Republican quit in April. That commission was established in 2003 to set up standards for state voting systems and provide funding for upgrades. America's listening to Fox News.
Shh, here she comes.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop! Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations! Also, there's a beehive outside your store! And they're super aggressive! There's thousands of them!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired! Gross!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Nearly 1 in 10 Americans don't fall asleep in a bed. Can you relate? Do you live with one of them? Blissfully unaware how much stress that old, worn-out, ugly recliner is putting on the body? You need rest and recovery. You need a Z-Cliner, designed and engineered for sleeping with built-in heat and massage. It means all-day comfort and, finally, a good night's sleep. Don't waste another night when you could be this comfortable. Visit zcliner.com to find a retailer near you. The Z's are waiting.
Men accused of shooting 2 National Guard troops in D.C. Killing one is hospitalized after refusing food.
The Justice Department says Rahmanullah Lakanwal is now in a hospital and will be treated to preserve his life as he has refused to eat while in custody. Lakanwal, as the Afghan National Police say, shot 2 National Guard soldiers not far from the White House last November while screaming Allahu Akbar. It's since been learned he drove to D.C. from Washington State with a stolen firearm. One of those 2 soldiers, 20-year-old Specialist Sarah Beckstrom of West Virginia, was killed. Lakanwal was himself shot by responding officers. Eben Brown, Fox News.
A New York City man's accused of throwing Molotov cocktails at 2 churches. Fox 5's Sharon Crowley.
The video capturing the moment the man walks up to the gate and throws an explosive device that causes a fire and a spark. But luckily, the doors are made of metal and it did not burn down the church. Now, police say the same man did it again about a mile away at a Jehovah's Witnesses building. That suspect has not been charged with these crimes yet. He was actually facing a different case, and he was arrested outside of federal court on that case.
That's for a separate arson. Prosecutors say they suspect the man's involved in 7 total. World Cup soccer today, Spain and Belgium in Inglewood, California. The winner plays France in the semifinals. France beat Morocco 2-0.
France tried to take the lead in the first half on a penalty kick, but Kylian Mbappe's shot was saved. But in the second, Mbappe had another opportunity.
Doué able to find Mbappe through traffic. Kylian Mbappe! 20 career World Cup goals!
The call on Fox, his 8th goal of the tournament, ties him with Argentina's Lionel Messi for the most goals so far, and France wasn't done there, as Dembele got on the board in the 66th minute.
It's Tony Genualdo. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
We have cloudy skies, 71 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. This news update brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. A third person now facing charges in connection with a double stabbing incident that occurred on North Main Street in Herkimer earlier this week. Justin Ramos and Hannah McLean have been charged with assault and conspiracy. Now police say they've also charged Joseph Perkowski with assault and conspiracy in connection with the incident. One person was stabbed in the arm. Another person was stabbed in the head in that incident on Tuesday. Police say the injuries are not considered to be life-threatening. Since June, the Utica City School District Superintendent, Dr. Christopher Spence, has been on a requested administrative leave. WKTV reporting that his attorney has released a statement to clarify things in a complaint with the New York State Division of Human Rights, which was made against the school district and several others. Spence alleges that the board subjected him to a pattern of discriminatory and retaliatory conduct. Spence said that has been going on since the beginning of his tenure. He cited several examples that he say fall under the jurisdiction of the New York State New York State human rights law. Dr. Kathleen Davis is currently the acting superintendent of the Utica City School District until the end of this month. The 49th annual Boilermaker Road Race 15K is coming up on Sunday. Our coverage begins here at 7 o'clock on WIBX. In the post-race party, weather permitting, an element from the U.S. Air Force is scheduled to conduct a flyover, a KC-135 refueling tanker jet from the 914th Air Refueling Wing out of Niagara Falls Air Reserve Station will grace the skies above the FX Matt Brewery. Officials say the Boilermaker is honored to be in a position where the country's Air Force is prepared to participate in a flyover, helping the city of Utica celebrate the achievements of our over 15,000 participants on Sunday. And Oneida County Executive Anthony Picenti announcing the findings of the 2025 County Teen Assessment Project, a comprehensive survey of local students finding dramatic declines in youth substance use and improvements in mental health, while identifying sexual harassment, cyberbullying, and excessive screen time as growing concerns. The survey was completed by over 3,600 students in grades 9 through 11 across 11 county school districts. Nearly 79% of students reported never consuming alcohol, compared to just 45% in 2019. Nearly 90% reported never using pot. That's up from 74% 6 years ago. Prescription and over-the-counter drug misuse also was declining, and more than 83% of students said they can turn to a parent or guardian when facing a serious personal problem, and nearly half reported eating dinner with their families every day. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time is coming up on 8:09. Here's a look at your Weather Center forecast.
We are in great shape now the next several days, including the Boilermaker on Sunday morning. The temperatures are going to be pleasant and most likely at race time in the 50s. Very nice. Clouds mixed with some sunshine this morning and into the afternoon. 85 should do it. Break up the cloud party tonight. A few clouds around. Lows will be in the comfortable low 60s. North Country in the 50s. Sunny 85 on Saturday. And as I mentioned, a beautiful Sunday morning in the mid to upper 50s waking up. Sunshine in the afternoon. Upper 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy skies and 71 degrees at 8:09. All right, in sports, the Yankees salvaged their series finale against the Tampa Bay Rays, a final of 12-4. Ben Rice had 2 more home runs. The Yankees snap a 2-game slide. They visit the Washington Nationals to open a new series tonight. The Mets beat the Royals 7-3, taking the rubber match at Citi Field. Sean Manaea credited with the victory. The Mets have won 4 out of 5. They'll host the Boston Red Sox for a 3-game series that begins tonight at Citi Field. The Kawhi Leonard trade between the Clippers and Raptors is on hold as the NBA completes its investigation into the Clippers. The team's releasing statements on Thursday after reaching an agreement in principle on June 30th. The NBA says the deal cannot be finalized until the investigation is finalized. The probe centers on allegations the Clippers circumvented the salary cap through a $28 million endorsement deal involving Leonard and Aspiration Partners Incorporated. The Clippers say they fully cooperated for the past 10 months and deny the allegations, while the Raptors say they remain eager to reacquire the 2-time NBA champion, but will wait for the investigation to conclude. Let's see here. At the World Cup, France advances with a 2-0 victory over Morocco. Coming up today and this weekend, the quarters continue. Spain will take on Belgium today at 3 o'clock. That's on Fox. And on Saturday, Norway will play England at 5 p.m. and then Argentina against Switzerland at 9 o'clock. The semifinals will take place on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. WIBX 950. Two more things quick. We got the opener for the Comets and the opener for Syracuse Orange. You want to do Syracuse, Smitty?
New Haven, November 20th, right?
November 2nd.
November 2nd is the first time they'll face New Haven. I'll let you handle the Comets.
Yes, it'll be October 2nd. That's a Friday night against Providence, the Providence Bruins. A 7:05 start for the 2026-2027 season. It's amazing. We're already talking about the Comets returning to action. It seems like they just got off the ice a couple of weeks ago. 8:11, First News Keeler in the morning. Coming up, we'll be joined by Utica Councilperson Samantha Colosimo Testa. A bit of frustration with how things are being run and meetings being held or not being held at the council chambers. I'll let her explain all the details coming up here on WIBX.
You know, around here, a good vehicle isn't just transportation, it's family time, weekend adventures, and getting where life takes you. Maybe you're loading up the kids for a day at the Utica Zoo, or you're heading north to Enchanted Forest Water Safari for the weekend. Or maybe you're pointing the hood south toward Cooperstown and the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Wherever the road leads, you want to know your vehicle is ready for the trip. And right now at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, purchase any 4 Bridgestone tires and receive a $150 rebate. It's a great time to upgrade your ride before your next adventure, because when you're headed somewhere important, peace of mind rides along too. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, driving our community since 1980. Trusted for quality, known for service, and helping get you there safely, mile after mile. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, Yorkville, Utica, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com. We'll keep the wheels turning so you can keep making memories.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton. When you've worked hard to build something meaningful, protecting it should be part of your plan. At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we help families navigate the complexities that come with significant assets, especially estate taxes and long-term care considerations. We break down the implications, explore smart strategies, and help reduce future tax exposure and nursing home costs. Because no two families are alike, every plan is tailored to fit your situation.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Rome Capitol Theater Summer Stage presents Hello Dolly on June 16th, 17th, and 18th at 7:30 each evening. Follow the musical exploits of professional matchmaker Dolly Levy to tunes like It Takes a Woman, Before the Parade Passes By, and the fabulous title number. Tickets are available at 315-337-6277 and online at RomeCapital.com or at the door. That's Hello Dolly at the Capitol Theater in downtown Rome. Brought to you by Community Bank NA and presented by arrangement with Concord Theatricals.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is a simple, anonymous way to keep our neighborhood safe by reporting crimes anonymously. Cash incentives are available if the tip leads to an arrest. If you see something, say it here. MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com or phone in tips at 866-730-TIPS. And registration is now open for the 6th annual Crime Stoppers Golf Outing, Saturday, September 19th at the Shamrock Golf Course in Oriskany. Call Anna for registration forms at 315-269-3924.
Hi, Billy Mays here with the brand new Keeler Kill Switch. When that morning show starts yapping about something you can't stand, don't reach for the dial. Just press this big red button and BAM!
This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
It is First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX. Jeff Manansky joined by Dave Olney and a familiar voice on WIBX, former morning host here. Jim Rondinelli is in studio as well. Good morning, Jim.
Well, it must be Boilermaker weekend, huh?
Yes, either Boilermaker or Heart Radiothon. We have to collect people who have experience doing this, and we'll catch up with you and do some Boilermaker talk coming up in just a few minutes. On the phone joining us right now is Utica Councilperson Samantha Colosimo Testa. Good morning. How are you? Hey, Sam, are you there?
Hey, good morning.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So
I didn't hear you jump into it.
As I mentioned, I guess at the top of the hour here, you have a growing frustration essentially with Democrats on the council. And this one in particular deals with when the next meeting will be held. So I'm going to let you explain it, and then I'll pop in with some questions.
Yeah. So I mean, even if you look back to the last meeting in the end of May, they had canceled it because there weren't going to be 6 Democrats at the meeting. So a regular scheduled meeting was canceled, because they didn't have enough. They didn't have a supermajority in order to override the mayor's veto. So that was at the end of May. Then I sent an email. We have a time-sensitive issue regarding police residency. I drafted a piece of legislation, submitted to the council, and said, "Hey, can you guys make Monday at 5:30?" No, we can't. I said, "Okay." I said,
"This was in July, right? This is in July."
Yep, this is just this past week.
Okay.
So I had sent an email like, "Hey, what other day can you make it next week?" And I didn't hear back. I mean, from one or two council people responded, "I can meet Wednesday or Thursday." Then I get an email yesterday, and it says, I had convened with my Democratic colleagues, and the day that we can all meet is July 22nd. And I'm like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, there's 9 people on the council. If one or two people can't attend a meeting, like, it shouldn't withhold city business from being conducted.
Right.
So again, now I have to wait 2 weeks, and they never even called me to see if July 22nd was even okay for me to attend the meeting. After I called it and just, said that's when we're calling the meeting. And it's just getting to the point where it's like, okay, you could have 2 Democrats, you could have 3 Republicans. Two Republicans, 3 Democrats that attend a meeting, and that's it. Like, why do I have to wait for all 6 members of the Democratic Council to be there in order to attend a meeting to conduct business? Like, if they can't attend a meeting, it shouldn't be the city's problem.
Yeah, why do you have to wait for all 6 to be available?
Yeah, like I have no idea, and that was kind of like the email that I got, and I was like, it was kind of like a slap in the face. And it goes back to the fact of we don't have committee systems, so it's like even if you want to discuss a piece of legislation like we used to for years, like you can't even do that. So now you're being basically held to the Democratic majority's decision on whether or not a meeting can be held. And like I said, that was essentially what happened in the end of May when they canceled that meeting. And it's just getting to the point where it's like, well, like somebody's got to realize that city business is literally being held by 6 people in that Democratic majority, and it's just absolutely ridiculous now.
Talk about this, the reason for the meeting, the police residency issue.
So right now, the Utica Police Department is having a very difficult time retaining employees and hiring employees. So one of the suggestions that came from the chief was to ask us if we can temporarily waive the residency requirement for the 5 years of an officer to live here before they can move out. So that's I mean, he has an academy going in the beginning of August, so it's kind of time sensitive to get this legislation done, and the council is well aware of that. A piece of legislation was drafted by our city attorney, our council attorney, and there was just strikeouts, and it didn't make sense, and wasn't comfortable really voting on it. So I said, oh, you know what? I said, give me a couple of days, I'll draft a piece of legislation, submit it. I mean, and it's like they knew that this was coming, essentially. I mean, we just had our first meeting in July, and the problem that I have is that you have to have several meetings because you have to introduce legislation. You have to have a discussion on it. You have to lay it on the table. So it is a several-week process, and it kind of really puts that time constraint on having that meeting on July 22nd to not be able to get it done before the first police academy starts. So, again, everybody was well aware of this, and like I said, in order to have to wait until 6 members can attend, I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And that's really what's been going on the council for the past 6 months and several years now. Obviously, they've had that majority, and they got rid of committee systems in order to utilize their, majority to conduct city business and make sure that the things that they want done are done their way. Like I said, you had the Democratic chairman, of the council, or the comptroller, sitting at meetings telling people how to vote. Like, it's just disgusting to have to witness. And it's just, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's like they don't hide it and they don't care. And you want to know what? If the people in the city of Utica continue to elect them, then that's the representation that they deserve.
Just real quick, Dave, I'll say.
I couldn't imagine like Steve Rufaro sitting at a meeting and him like telling me how to vote. Like that just would never happen, and it's just that, and it does, and it's unfortunate. Like they'll stop meetings if they don't know how they're voting, and literally sit on the desk with 5 or 6 of them, with the Democratic chair, and figure out how they're going to vote. And I'm like, nobody else sees this. Like I'll never forget Tom Caputo was in the audience. I'm like, Tom, you do realize they're like caucusing in front of everybody when we're supposed to be meeting as a council of the whole. Like, Nobody sees this.
Somebody described it to me like a basketball game where the coach says, I need a 20-second timeout, and they come together and like they draw up a play. Like you're going to screen and roll, and then you drop out to the 3-point line. But anyway, Dave, go ahead.
That's exactly what it is. That's a good point. That's how I'll reference it from here on out. But that's exactly what happens.
Samantha, Dave Only here. Is aside from those shenanigans, is there an argument against removing the residency requirement?
I have no idea. I mean, we really didn't have any discussion, so I'm not sure if any of the council has an issue with it. I know at a meeting that we did have, they had asked their council attorney to draft a piece of legislation, and like I said, it wasn't drafted appropriately, in my opinion, and hence the reason why I drafted my own and submitted it to the council. But I'm not quite sure. So I know that back in 2020, the Democratic chair voted against them waiving it for lateral transfers. So, I mean, maybe there could be some pushback, coming from that end that I'm not aware of.
I mean, like you said, or it's desperate times for the entire law enforcement community to find any viable candidates. And if you limit yourself for an arbitrary reason to having a residency requirement that's not supported by either data or a really good argument, then you're shooting yourself in the foot because there's just people are not out there.
And here's the thing, like I support the residency requirement. If it was up to me, everybody from teachers to police officers to firefighters, they would all live in Utica. Like that's just my personal belief, and I've always believed in the residency requirement.
Yeah, perfect world,
because I think that people should know where they live, right?
But that said, if you have 6 classrooms,
let me just explain it like this. So the police, this is actually a referendum that was passed back in 2007, I believe. I don't remember the exact year. So by law, we do have to follow that requirement. Voters voted for it, so on and so forth. However, it has come to the point where the police department has exhausted, every single one of their avenues in order to get people to take the test. And I'm not even sure that even waiving it temporarily for 5 years is even something that will still get people to come take the test. I mean, so this is an option that we have to try, and it's not saying that would help the situation of what's going on in the police department either. But it's something that the police chief had asked us to do, and I have the utmost respect for our police chief. He's been great. He's been an advocate for his department. He's gone to trainings across the country, and he had asked us to do this, just to help his department. So I don't think that there's anything that anybody's trying to hide or pull something over somebody's eyes, pull over somebody's eyes. I think that this is something very serious. And, we as a city have to have a police department. And if we can't hire people, and this is an option, that we could possibly take, that's something that I'm willing to, to sacrifice, as an elected official on my position, in order to try and help them.
Sam, how binding is that currently, and what is the requirement? You have to live in the city of Utica for a certain amount of time before you get hired, or is it once you get hired, you essentially pledge to live in the Utica limits for a certain amount of time?
5 years.
Yes. So you once you get hired, that you have to live in the city of Utica. It was, for your career. Then they changed it back in 2020 to 5 years. Essentially you would have to, if you get a job, you're hired, you have to move to Utica, you have to live in the city for 5 years, and then you have the right, to move out.
How enforceable is this by law? I couldn't imagine somebody.
It's very enforceable.
It is.
It is?
They've let people go back. Yeah.
So you're telling me, like, if there's a Utica cop, he lives in the city of Utica, maybe he grew up here, maybe he didn't, but he lives in the city of Utica, gets hired, and then after 3 years moves to New Hartford or, Boonville or Herkimer County, and that person gets whacked?
Well,
yes.
This is like the biggest slap in the face of it all, because you have a council person that claims dual residency, and here we are enforcing a police officer who actually sacrificed their lives on the line, telling them that they have to live in Utica. I mean, if you really think about that, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, how do you guys even argue that on the council right now when you allow somebody to claim dual residency on the council?
Can't the officer have a secondary residence? Can't they?
That's what I told the police. I said, why even waive this?
I see what you did there.
Them claim dual residency, and then they could actually live in 2 places at the same time. How could we argue that?
There are really good arguments. There are really good arguments for and against residency for police, for teachers, for everything. But again, it's desperate times. And I use the analogy of a classroom. If you have 20 classrooms in your school and 4 of them are full of students with no teachers standing up in front of them, you got to find a teacher someplace. And if there isn't one that lives in your city, you need to have a teacher. And it's no different with the police department. I think they're down, at least 10 positions right now, maybe more in the police department.
Yeah, well, they've got a ton of retirements coming up, and they're trying to get retention issues and stuff like that. And again, that's something that we don't have the authority over. Trying to for negotiations of contracts, that's up to the administration. I'm not quite sure how that's going. I haven't gotten an update from the police union and the police chief on that. But this is something that we could do in our part as a council. And again, as much as I like you said, in a perfect world would like everybody to live here, it's the unfortunate choice that we have to make right now in order to make sure that we're retaining and gaining police officers inside the city. And like I said, it could not even help, but it's an option that we would like to take, and that's I guess something that we'll see what the council decides, and I'll have to wait till July 22nd at 5:30. Like I said, I'm not even sure if I can attend that meeting, but I was never asked. But I mean, it's here nor there, and I think that if you talk to anybody that's been in the police department, the biggest issues that they have is trying to make sure that they maintain a force inside the city.
Yeah. So, and do you guys take like a 2-month break in the summer? What?
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
Like I said, like our first meeting was July 1st, and then they don't have another meeting till like August 26th or something like that. So it's quite a long time. Everybody's enjoying the summer. Everyone wants to be a teacher, I guess. So
I guess so.
You still have business that has to be conducted, and again, that's the issue with not having regular scheduled meetings. Because if they had one in the beginning of August, I guess we could have waited to then.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, July 22nd, August 1st, that first week of August, that wouldn't have been too much of a difference. But trying to get something done in the middle of July, and like I said, this week was kind of the goal to get the ball rolling on this.
Utica Councilwoman Samantha Colosimo Testa, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. It's an interesting issue. We'll see how the council ends up voting on this. But the requirement that you live in the city for 5 years after being hired or you will be fired is, I do find that interesting. When you have a need for that position, they're struggling to find somebody who lives there. And then, Sam brought up the situation with one particular council person with the dual residency. It'll be interesting to see how they handle that situation. And I wonder if you asked voters today, she said she believes the law dates back to 2007, not a state law, a city law in Utica, yeah. I wonder if you asked them today if they would feel any differently about that. It is, 8:29. Coming up, we'll talk with Joe Benson from the Utica Comets. They've announced when their home opener will be. And our man, Jim Rondinelli, is in studio. We're going to talk Boilermaker and do a little reminiscing as well. It's First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
Welcome to Name That Deal!
James, we're doing a radio commercial.
Our contestant today is the 2026 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive.
Okay, I'll play along.
What's our first prize?
0, do it Inception.
Ooh, what's behind door number 2?
Just $398 a month for 36 months. Sales tax included.
And the bonus round!
30 miles per gallon highway.
We have a winner! It's no wonder we're the #1 riding Kia dealer from Maine to Maryland.
Go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia. Puppies and babies not included.
Stock number 26T1944. MSRP $34,660. 36 months, 30,000-mile lease. 20 cents per mile over. 0 due at inception. 0 security deposit. 8.75% sales tax. And $650 acquisition fee. And $175 dealer doc fee included in payment structure. 720 plus FICO score. EPA ratings. Offers expire 6/30/2026.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Did you know your most treasured rugs can look new again?
At ABC ChemDry, we specialize in premium area rug cleaning. From treasured family heirlooms to fine rugs from around the world, our trained specialists use a careful 5-step process inspecting, dusting, cleaning, drying, grooming, and protecting, so your rug always gets the expert care it deserves. Don't wait. Call ABC ChemDry today at 315-738-1111 to schedule a drop-off or pickup.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, we're back. First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX. Joining us from the Utica Comets is Joe Benson. Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Jeff, good, man. How are you?
Very good. Some exciting news. The Comets home opener has been released. And I guess there's 150 tickets left or something?
Yeah, we're getting down the wire. The whole schedule got released yesterday, too. So home opener got announced Wednesday. Full schedule got released yesterday. So I know everyone's excited about that. And yeah, looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good season.
Yeah, so are these open to the general public, only season ticket holders at this point, season ticket packages, I should say, available, or individual game tickets are available now?
Yeah, individual game tickets we had our sell-a-thon for the home opener, so tickets are still available for the home opener. We had that, we launched that a couple weeks ago, and then we'll be coming out with multi-game packs here in the coming weeks, I believe, so yeah, just stay tuned for all that. But opening night, October 10th, it's a Saturday. First time ever we're actually going to have a home opener on a Saturday, so that'll be good. It'll be a 6 p.m. game. That's always a fun game. It's going to be most likely a sold-out crowd, so tickets are going fast and they're moving, which is a good sign.
And I think I misspoke earlier. The Comets will open against the Providence Bruins, but that's on the road. The Saturday home opener is against the Rochester Americans.
Correct. Yeah. We're going to open against Providence on Friday, October 2nd. So the season's actually starts a week earlier this year. And it's kind of funny. We played Providence, I think it was like 4 or 5 times in the final month of the season, in April here, this past season. And we're going to see them, I believe, 3 times, two or 3 times in October to start the year. So kind of the reverse of what happened last season. But yeah, we've made a bunch of new signings. Obviously, Devils have a new GM, Sonny Meta. Comets have a new GM, Braden Birch, and I like what I think everyone's happy with the work they've done so far.
Yeah, talk about that because they have been busy so far this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big moves was the Devils traded their goaltender Jacob Markstrom to Florida, and part of that was Comets forward, who I'm sure everyone will miss, Angus Crookshank. But we got back Ben Steeves, who was the top scorer in Charlotte for the Charlotte Checkers last year. So I think he'll be a good player for us. There's another kid that the Devils picked up from Grand Rapids, who's one of their top scorers. It's not certain which team he'll be on. He very well could make the Devils roster at a training camp, so it's not certain if he'll be with us or not. But that's Amadeus Lombardi. That's a great pickup. The first-round draft pick from 2 years ago for the Devils. We think he'll see some time with us. Anton Siliev. He's a 6'7" defenseman, tons of skill, 10th overall pick. Just 2 years ago, he's only 20 years old. So those are just a few guys. Just to name a few there. And then we've made a number of AHL signings. Eamon Powell being one of them. Talked to him actually yesterday. He's from the Syracuse area, so it'll be cool for him to get a chance to play close to home. He was with Charlotte actually as well last year. 2-time captain at Boston College. So a lot of we have some good returning guys like Xavier Perron, our captain Ryan Schmelzer, Shane LaChance, Ethan Edwards, guys like that. But then some exciting new players as well.
And hopefully, I shouldn't say that because I'm sure he's chomping at the bit to be a full-time player in the NHL. But Nico Dawes. The idea is maybe he would start with the Comets and then maybe get bumped up to the NHL?
Yeah, that's an interesting one, Jeff, because obviously with the trade of Markstrom to Florida, now you still have Jake Allen. Obviously, you assume he's going to be kind of Jersey's number one guy. And then the Devils also signed Dave Riddick, who was a backup for the New York Islanders last year. Nico Dawes did get a handful of games towards the end of the season with the Devils. So I don't know. It's tough to tell. I'd be thrilled for Nico if he gets makes the roster out of camp. I mean, I think he's going to battle with Riddick for that backup spot. Definitely be interesting to see what happens. I mean, at the very least, like you said, I think he'll definitely get some call-ups if he doesn't make the team right out of camp.
Sure. Joe, we'll be talking to you a lot this season, as we have in the past. Looking forward to it. Let's not skip past summer yet, but when we do get to the fall, certainly it's worth looking forward to the Utica Comets season at the Adirondack Bank Center. And it's still the Adirondack Bank Center, right? At least for now?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. Yep.
Gotcha.
That's right.
Gotcha. All right. Joe Benson, the voice of the Utica Comets. Thank you, man. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Jeff. You too, man.
It's very exciting. And, one can only hope. I know the Comets have gotten off to a rough start the last couple of years. Last year, they had a furious fight at the end of the season and only ended up missing the playoffs by a point, I believe. It'll be important for them to get off to a good start. Less than 200 tickets available for the Comets home opener, which it was just announced yesterday will be on Saturday, October 10th, 6 o'clock at what is currently the Adirondack Bank Center. And I see some new teams on the schedule as well. Well, one in particular, the Hamilton Hammers. I should have asked Joe before I let him go. Do you know anything about this? Is this a rebrand from another team?
Well, it's the Islanders farm team. They were in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Bridgeport Sound, right.
Yeah, they relocated to Hamilton.
So the Hamilton Hammers, now the affiliate of the Islanders. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. Jim Rondinelli in studio. Dave Olney in with us this morning, guest hosting. But we'll catch up with, as we call him lovingly, Uncle Jimmy in a couple minutes here on WIBX.
Did you know your most treasured rugs can look new again? At ABC ChemDry, we specialize in premium area rug cleaning. From treasured family heirlooms to fine rugs from around the world, our trained specialists use a careful 5-step process inspecting, dusting, cleaning, drying, grooming, and protecting, so your rug always gets the expert care it deserves. Don't wait. Call ABC ChemDry today at 315-738-1111 to schedule a drop-off or pickup.
We are in great shape now the next several days, including the Boilermaker on Sunday morning. The temperatures are going to be pleasant and most likely at race time in the 50s. Very nice. Clouds mix with some sunshine this morning and into the afternoon. 85 should do it. Break up the cloud party. Tonight, a few clouds around. Lows will be in the comfortable low 60s. North Country in the 50s. Sunny 85 on Saturday. And as I mentioned, a beautiful Sunday morning in the mid to upper 50s waking up. Sunshine in the afternoon. Upper 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we have cloudy skies, 71 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. Mexico is planning to pursue legal action against the United States after a fatal shooting in Texas involving ICE agents this week. 52-year-old Mexican national Lorenzo Araujo was shot by ICE agents this week during a traffic stop in Houston. The president of Mexico says the mistreatment of Mexican citizens in the United States cannot be allowed. Haitians and Syrians living in the U.S. under temporary protected status will lose their right to legally work today. It comes after the Supreme Court allowed the Department of Homeland Security to end the TPS program for certain immigrants. Today's cutoff affects some 350,000 Haitians and 6,000 Syrians. Graham Plattner is no longer running for U.S. Senate. The Maine Democrat says he'll officially drop out of the race on Monday after allegations of sexual assault, which he is denying. A number of Maine Democrats are already lining up to be the party's new nominee. 8 people have now been indicted for allegedly plotting an attack at a UFC event staged outside the White House. Court documents revealing that the Justice Department Thursday show Chandler Scruggs of West Virginia is the latest person to face charges. The 21-year-old allegedly planned to attack as one of the snipers at last month's MMA event. The Mississippi NAACP calling for a full and transparent investigation into the death of a black teenager who disappeared during a 4th of July boating trip. 18-year-old Nolan Wells was found dead on Horn Island off the coast of Mississippi days after he was reported missing over the 4th of July weekend. And another heat dome will be rolling across the country this weekend. Forecasters warning of dangerous heat and stifling humidity beginning today and continuing into next week, starting in the upper plains, spreading toward the east coast. By Sunday, the heat wave will spread into the Midwest, challenging record highs from Colorado to Michigan. Right now, we have cloudy skies and 71 degrees. It is 8:42. Joining us in studio is Mr. Jim Rondinelli. Good morning, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing well. A little chilly in here.
Yeah, we like to keep the air going.
I know it.
You are joining us for our Boilermaker broadcast on Sunday, as you have so many times before.
The last 2 years, I said I'm not going to do the race this year. I'm going to be a spectator. I even had two spots picked out. By the way, if you're going to watch the race on Sunday, here's the two best spots to watch the race. I was either going to be parked along the Parkway, right around the zoo entrance, or Champlain Ave, right across from St. Luke's Hospital. So those are really the two best watching spots.
Absolutely.
But I had them all picked out. I'm going to get there early, set up a chair, have some cool beverages, and then I get a call last year. You needed some help, and I said, okay, I'll do it. And then this year, Uncle Smitty calls me, and when they need help again, I said, hey, I've been doing it for so long. I mean, the second Sunday in July just comes up, and it's like, boom, Boilermaker.
Yeah, it's second nature, right?
So this will be like my 42nd or 43rd Boilermaker.
Incredible.
Maybe next year, Jim.
Maybe.
Some memories. Some of the things you've seen change over 4 decades of road running in the city of Utica.
The biggest thing was... The biggest memory was 1983, and that was the first Boilermaker I actually covered. And that, of course, was the race that put the race on the map. That was the Bill Rogers when he won in '83, and that certainly was.
Well, what was so special about it?
Well,
it was the year I was born. I don't remember.
Bill Rogers, the greatest American distance runner of all time. And for him to be in the race and then for him to win it, and I got to interview him too, and it was great.
Was that the first time he was in it?
Yeah, it was the first time, and of course he's been back. I'm not sure when he's run the last, but he's been back a few times. But anyway, the biggest change is the way it's covered by the media. I think now you've got the big trailer down at the start line or the finish line, and all the times are coming up, and they're passing out sheets with the times. Used to be able to take a long time, to get the times of the first, 10 runners in. It was difficult to do. There was no chips to time.
In the shoes,
that's
right.
the biggest thing, I think. The way the race is scored, so to speak. Of course, technology gets better every year, and that's probably the biggest change. But everything else, pretty much, and of course the spectators. The crowds have grown over the years, and you get a lot of people, and as you know, so that's probably one of the another thing too, that the race has really grown over the years.
So, Dave, you were talking about this morning, having the drone, and almost like I guess you essentially made an analogy to like blood flowing through several veins or parts of a body. But you've been on the back of a truck and seen that all come together.
My truck days are done. That's an experience. You've been on the back too. That's an experience. You got to hold on for dear life. Some of the drivers, think they're in a race and they go a little bit fast, so to speak. So you're holding on for dear life. The worst part's when you're going through after the golf course, and when you're going down the hill to get back on to the parkway. There's branches all over, and you got to duck your head so you don't get hit by those. But it's unique, but it's the best. I always say the best seat in the house. You get to see the whole race. You get to see all the people. The only bad downfall is it turns off about 100 yards before the finish. You never get to see the finish. You got to watch it on TV or a replay. That's the only bad thing about it.
And there have been a couple years where someone, like the second place runner, has overtaken the leader in that final
you don't know,
100 yards. So
you watch the whole race and you can't see the end. But you end up seeing it. Obviously millions of replays and TV replays. So that's the only bad part about the truck. But it is a great seat.
Yeah. How are your Brewers doing this year? I don't want to jump off Boilermaker too much. But
second best record in the major leagues behind the Dodgers.
I was just watching a documentary on the Houston Astros, who you used to root for.
Yeah, until the cheating scandal.
Yeah, I always gave you credit that you jumped off that team ship after they did something that was really disgraceful, and you found a new team, and not too many people.
Well, they weren't really new because I followed the Brewers in '82 because I was a huge Paul Molitor fan. So so I actually followed them in the early to mid '80s. So I was sort of going back to an old friend, so to speak.
Sure. We'll take a quick time out. We'll come back with some comments to get to, and we'll also talk about the upcoming Wyman Festival. That's another event to look forward to this fall. That and more before we send you off on a Boilermaker weekend. It's First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
With things moving fast to resolve the situation in the Middle East, the headlines may change, but the fundamentals haven't. America's debt continues to climb, and uncertainty still hangs over the global economy. That's why investors continue turning to one asset that has stood the test of time: physical gold and silver. For generations, gold has been viewed as a safe haven asset during periods of geopolitical tension and market volatility. That's why Advantage Gold wants to send you a free gold investment guide valued at $49, plus a free copy of economist Ken Rogoff's acclaimed book, Our Dollar, Your Problem, when you call 800-900-8000. Discover why central banks are buying gold, why many Americans are diversifying with precious metals, and how a tax and penalty-free rollover into physical gold and silver may fit into your retirement strategy. Don't wait until the next crisis dominates the headlines. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 right now. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
This is Dan from Acme Pool and Spa on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, across from Texas Roadhouse. Get years of summer fun for you and your family with a new above-ground pool starting at just $89.99 installed. You can take advantage of our 0% in-house financing. We can have your new pool installed in about 10 days. Don't let the summer pass you by. If an in-ground pool is your dream, the experts at Acme will guide you through the process. There's nothing better than enjoying summer in your backyard with an in-ground pool. Don't miss out on our midsummer sale with above-ground pools starting at $89.99 installed within about 10 days with our in-house 0% financing. Or let the experts at Acme guide you through selecting a custom in-ground pool, choosing from steel or fiberglass options. That's Acme Pool and Spa on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, and our midsummer pool sale going on now. We do the work, you just enjoy.
It's America's birthday, and we're celebrating all month long. Hi, it's Phoebe from the Good Feet store. This July, celebrate freedom from foot, knee, hip, and back pain with custom fit arch supports that are proudly made in the USA. Whether you're grilling, golfing, or chasing the grandkids, you deserve comfort this summer. Because no birthday celebration's complete without presents, get a free gift on us when you stop into the Good Feet store all month long. Feeling your best is something worth celebrating. Visit us today in New Hartford on Commercial Drive.
Hi folks, Gold Leaf Refining pays immediate cash for gold, silver, diamonds, and coins. We also buy sports memorabilia, military items, U.S. and foreign paper money, musical instruments, fine art, comic books, and much, much more. All transactions are confidential. Our Gold Leaf associates are professional estate buyers and will give a fair and accurate offer for your valuables. So gather your unwanted gold, silver, diamonds, and coins and stop in today. Gold Leaf Refining, 42 New Hartford Shopping Center in New Hartford.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Not Keeler, but Manaski. I wonder what Letterman would say about me. Anyway, coverage of the Boilermaker Road Race, 7 o'clock Sunday morning, right here on WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM, and streaming on our app as well. Before we move on, Jim, some thoughts?
I'm just saying, I'm looking forward to the coverage because not only will Bill be with me, John Pederesi is going to be with us as well, I believe, at the finish line. And I was just thinking the other day, between the three of us, we've probably seen about 130 Boilermakers. This is like 42 for me.
Yeah.
Bill's got to be up over 40, and John, since the beginning, is 49. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of Boilermakers.
Yeah, the 49th Boilermaker, as you mentioned, coming up on Sunday.
And also, flyover, if you're down at the party, be ready.
Yeah, it's a refueling.
Yeah, it's still pretty cool, though. It's not a jet.
No, but my thought is it's got to be huge, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be huge.
KC-135. It's a conversion of a commercial airplane.
Yeah.
Dana reminded me that her dad, Norm Nimey, ran the first 12 Boilermakers, and Bill Rogers was his hero, and he actually got to run with Bill Rogers.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about when he was there.
I'm looking up this plane. Yeah, it is a pretty large.
It's still impressive to see.
When they used to have the Commanders days at Griffiths, and they'd had a KC-135, and I was a teenager, and I got to go inside it and lay down where the refueler sits, with a window where you look out and you see the boom behind you. It's just incredible to be in one of those aircraft.
No kidding. Before we go, Dave, we wanted to ask you about the Deputy Kurt B. Wyman Festival, which is an annual event here, and it's coming up in the fall.
Yeah, it's never too early to talk about. It's September 26th. Deputy Wyman was shot and killed in the line of duty June 7th, 2011, so it's been 15 years now.
My gosh.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Sometimes it seems like yesterday, and sometimes it seems like 1,000 years ago. So, so this is what we do in honor of Kurt. Is we built the park in Whitestown with a wonderful partnership with the town of Whitestown, with Sean Coletta and Robin Appler and all the people that have helped us out over there. Off of Judd Road is the Deputy Kurt B. Wyman Park. So every fall we have the motorcycle ride in the morning that leaves from Harley-Davidson. And we want to keep growing that. All the proceeds from that motorcycle ride, and we'll be back in later on in the summer to talk about that, but the proceeds from that ride all go directly back into that park, every bit of it. And then in the afternoon we have the Fall Festival at the Wyman Park, and that is we have hay rides. It's free. The food trucks, you have to pay obviously for food, everything, but there's going to be soccer games all day, hay rides, bouncy houses. We're going to give away probably more bicycles this year than we ever did. We get brand new bicycles, and I think we're going to have helmets this year. And you just come in and you get a ticket just for being there, and you can buy extra tickets, but you get one for coming. And we give away bikes. That's one of Brian Wyman, that was Kurt's dad. That's one of his favorite things, is to give away those bicycles. We'll have fire departments. We'll have police departments there. Some other static displays there. It's always a great day. We get off the Harley. We go down the Harley in the morning. We get that all going. We do the ride there, which is a wonderful ride. And this year it's a year later than normal, so we'll have better color on the trees, and then we come back from that ride and we run home and change and go up, and I jump on a tractor and pull the hay wagon around for the rest of the day. And it's so awesome to see the community come together. And again, with the partnership we've had with the town of Whitestown, and Whitestown has got some really nice visions for what they want to do for their community. They have their fall or their summer community day on August 9th at the Gibson Road side of the park, where they have I'm not sure what they're going to have this year. That they've had in the past, fireworks. They have a big blow-up movie theater screen there where all the kids come.
Yeah,
100 people. World famous Dusty Puppies will be playing that one again. They have a bunch of food trucks. So our partnership with Whitestown is just incredible. So those are some really good events coming up.
I want to mention, you mentioned the Dusty Puppies. I want to mention where you guys are coming up later this week. Before I do, I want to share Rocky's comment. This was part of our conversation about the Utica Police Department, the residency requirement. We talked about this with Councilperson Samantha Colosimo Testa earlier this hour. Rocky says the city of Utica needs to get out and recruit people to join the police and fire. These are extremely high-paying jobs in a city where there is a very low tax base. The city needs to have these employees contributing to this tax base through home ownership. It's hard for me to believe that many city residents would not be ecstatic to be receiving the income of our police and firefighters.
Well, you know what? Yes, he's right in a way, but where are these people that want to join the police department that live in the city of Utica? Because they're not signing up, they're not taking the test. A lot of them, there's probably a 80% attrition rate between the physical agility, between the psychological, between the background investigation. So where are these people? Because we're not seeing them anywhere. The state police, when I took the test for the state police, there were 40,000 people lined up to take the test. And if you didn't get 99 or 100, you weren't getting called, period.
Yeah.
Now they're going down into the 70s. And if you take the test and pass, you're probably going to get called. It's still a very high attrition rate and everything, but where are these people Rocky's talking about? We would love to be able to turn somebody down for a law enforcement job. It's just they're just not there.
Yeah.
So it is a high-paying job. It's a high-risk job. It's a high-stress job. You sacrifice so much. You're not going to be able to argue with me that they don't earn every penny of that pay. The fire department, the police department, the teachers, they earn every penny of that pay. It's not like somebody's just handing them a wad of money.
Sure.
They earn it. And if it is that appealing because of the pay, where is everybody? Where are all the people signing up to take that test and take the job?
Dave, we got 20 seconds. Where are the Dusty Puppies next week?
Dusty Puppies Wednesday, the Village Green in Whitesboro, I think at 5:30. Friday, Harpoon Eddies in the evening for Pirates Weekend. Come out there, bring your pirate costumes. It's going to be a blast. And Sunday, the Run to Remember at the Brew House in Oneida Lake.
All right. Our coverage of the Boilermaker, the 49th, begins at 7 o'clock Sunday morning right here on WIBX. Have a great and safe weekend.
You know, around here, a good vehicle isn't just transportation, it's family time, weekend adventures, and getting where life takes you. Maybe you're loading up the kids for a day at the Utica Zoo, or you're heading north to Enchanted Forest Water Safari for the weekend. Or maybe you're pointing the hood south toward Cooperstown and the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Wherever the road leads, you want to know your vehicle is ready for the trip. And right now at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, purchase any 4 Bridgestone tires and receive a $150 rebate. It's a great time to upgrade your ride before your next adventure, because when you're headed somewhere important, peace of mind rides along too. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, driving our community since 1980. Trusted for quality, known for service, and helping get you there safely, mile after mile. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, Yorkville, Utica, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com. We'll keep the wheels turning so you can keep making memories.
The summer sale is on at Mattress Express. Get a king for the price of a queen for the price of a full, and a full for the price of a twin. Ask how to get upgraded to an adjustable base for free. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
There's never been a better time to buy the commercial mower that has your back, Ferris. For a limited time, your Ferris dealer, Clinton Tractor, has the best financing offers of the year. Choose the offer that works best for you, 36 or 60 months. There are even options to skip payments when work is slow. It's never been easier to buy a Ferris. So visit Clinton Tractor today on Meadow Street in Clinton. Ferris, experience suspension. All loans subject to credit approval.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica.